what's going on out there in IE Network land? You know what time it is. It is now time for sports, entertainment, and stuff, or anything else, whatever you want to kind of clarify it. It is the Benchwarmers podcast exclusively here on the IE Network on YouTube. I'm, of course, the man himself, your host, James Acevedo. We'll be going about 60 minutes or so as we talk about what's been going on in the world of sports and a little entertainment, a little bit of the stuff. That's how we do. We talk about what's going on in the world of sports, and then we go here and there on other things that might pop up out of nowhere. You know how the show goes. You should know by now, by the way. Shout out to my producer extraordinaire, the director himself, Wes Clark, for producing the show, doing an extraordinary job as always. And I'm just waiting for my co-host here, Heaven Hollywood. But before he comes on, since I have a little time for myself here before he comes on, we're definitely going to start the show with sending our condolences and prayers to Hank Aaron's family and his friends. In case you didn't know, Hank Aaron passed away yesterday at the age, he was 86 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Please forgive me if I'm making a mistake about his age. But he definitely was in his mid 80s. His birthday was actually coming up the next couple of weeks. This man was not just an ordinary baseball player. I mean, you know how like certain baseball players there's superstars, there's all stars, superstars, and then there's immortals. Well, Hank Aaron definitely belongs in an immortal category when it comes to baseball, and when it comes to off the field too. Talking about a man who had to endure a lot of nonsense when he was coming up as a young man, trying to play in Major League Baseball. I mean, it was not too long after Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 1947 that Hank Aaron came up as a rookie in 1951. If I'm not mistaken, his rookie year was 1951. This is a man who, I mean, if you look at his stats, you know how they say black type as far as the bold stats that come out of the baseball card, as you say, his kids back in the day that really stand out at you. His stats. I mean, this man was just unbelievable. He's arguably one of the greatest of all time. And actually, when you think about it, he's one of the most underrated elite players ever because of where he played. He started his career with the Milwaukee Braves when the Braves used to be in Milwaukee. Then the Braves moved to Atlanta, and he just continued on with his career until I think he played like in his last 2 years of his career, he played with the Milwaukee Brewers in the American League. And we have Heaven. He's actually here comes his intro music. Yeah, I was dancing with you.
What's up, brother?
Well, what's up, man? How you doing? Glad you joined the party.
Yep, here. Join the party. We're back.
Yes, we're back.
Benchwarmers Sports and Stuff podcast.
Yeah, now I'm on the left side of the screen and not the right side of the screen like last Saturday. Okay. We alternate here. We alternate.
There you go.
We draw straws. Who's going to get the left side? Who's going to get the right side? Anyway.
Right.
I was just talking about, starting. We had to start off the show with talking about the passing of the great Hammering Hank.
Rest in peace to Hammering Hank.
Yeah, and I was just
first.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first. Now, was he the first baseball player with the candy bar, or did Babe Ruth have his first? I think Henry Aaron had his first.
Well, he is one of those categories. Did you know? Did you know that actually, that candy bar? Was it called Baby Ruth?
That was the Babe Ruth. His was O. Henry.
Actually, that candy bar wasn't named after Babe Ruth.
Really?
It's one of those things. It was named after some person, but it actually wasn't named after Babe Ruth. And I don't know if O. Henry
was most definitely after Henry Aaron because he used to be in the commercial.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't go by that. Although he was one of the most popular guys to sponsor that. But yeah, I was just talking about, you came in at a perfect time because I was talking about, this man was just more than an immortal baseball player. This was a man who endured a lot in his life. I mean,
Most
the
definitely.
year the year where I was born, I'm showing my age, in 1970, towards the end of the 73 season, that's when he was approaching the Babe Ruth record of 715 all-time
Mm,
home runs.
right.
And just think of you approaching it towards the end of that season, right? Now you get about two home runs behind to at least tie or break the record. You have to wait the whole off season into 1974, and then you tie the record, then you break the record in Atlanta. And between all that time, of course, he was getting uh,
Death threats.
the death threats, things I can only imagine what this man went through, and yet he persevered and he did what he normally did. Did you know also, of course, the famous home run trot around, he made the home run. One of the greatest calls of all time, by the way, in baseball.
Mm,
There's a lot of great baseball calls, but that moment really stands in your mind. Like, even when you watch it now, as I did a few times,
yep.
it's like goosebumps. Then you have, when he comes to home plate, the woman that rushes and hugs him is his mother. And it was stated that his mother went out there to make sure, because of all the death threats he was getting and everything,
Right.
he wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to get shot or something. So that's why she
And
just ran and
and
just
that home
embraced
and that home run infamously, he's running around the bases and some white guy runs out while
two
he's
white
running
guys,
around the bases.
two white dudes. And
I would have
I
been
don't
like,
know,
yo, where's my security? Like,
yo, all I know is if that was me, well, we're from New York. We New York dudes, we don't like someone sneaking up from behind us. Hey, what?
hey, what are you
Nah, we
doing?
don't play that. We don't play that. We don't play that closeness like that out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. You see how you can tell he went from New York because if he was from New York, how he would have reacted, like Chris
bing, boom,
Chambers
bing.
after the home run in the playoffs. Yeah, remember Chris
Yeah.
Chambers? Get the
Oh yeah,
off
it's the
me!
walk-off home run, the '76 American League
And
Championship.
they
Yeah,
were
but
all they
another
were
great
all
moment.
running on trying to grab him,
Yo,
and
bro.
he's knocking fans down, pushing them out the way. Remember that?
Yeah, he did like a football tackle. Hey, Miss Char, in the chat room. By the way,
Hey,
everybody's in the chat room. What's up, Miss Char? Yeah. So no, but those were the days where it was just crazy, where there was no really security like that. You just ran on the field. You could have like just shake his hand like, hey, how you doing?
right.
My inspiration was saying like, nope, not in New York when it comes to how we are. But he grew up in Mobile, Alabama. Different scenario. That's another thing. Coming from the South during that time, and to think that he had to grow up during that time, let alone becoming a Major League Baseball player, and then during all that, you know,
Right.
crap that he had to go through. That shows the character that he is, and it's funny, ironic, not funny, haha. But when it came to Jackie Robinson, he was the first man. Poor, poor Larry Doby don't get no love. Um, oh yeah, he was the other guy. And the Indians. Anyway, okay, I say that
Yeah,
anyway.
Larry Doby.
Okay, yeah, Larry. Oh yeah, there was Jackie Robinson, and then there was Larry Doby. But
Who's that other guy?
but Hank Aaron, like I said, he came up long after the color barrier was broken because he came up in
Right.
1951. So it's just only 4 years. So he had to endure all that crap. And Jackie, it really affected him through his life. If you don't know about Jackie's life, that's why he started getting gray hairs and he became, his health
Yeah,
deteriorated and all that because
it really
he
took a
went through a
toll
lot.
on Jackie Robinson.
Yeah. And Hank Aaron didn't really, I mean, of course, in private moments, of course, he probably, of course, this was like,
And
what's
that's
going on here?
the good thing about him is that was his demeanor like all the time.
Yes.
Like I used to always watch a lot of interviews and stuff about him, and they were like, you could never tell like when this dude was upset.
No.
He was just so laid back, like, and he took all of that in stride, and that really, it was like he wasn't even the home run champ. Like it was like his reaction for home run number one was the same as home run 715.
Yeah, it really was. And to think
Yeah.
he was already like 40 years old at that time when he hit 715, and he still hit another like 40 more home
40.
runs after that. It wasn't like
Yeah, because he
he
ended
got
up with
that
744, so he had hit a number what? Another
40 more home runs.
29?
No, 755 was his number. So he hit another 40
755.
more, 40 more home runs. Actually, 40 more home runs. Once he broke it, he
Right.
had another 40 more home runs. And it's just amazing some of the things that I didn't know. Like, did you know if you took away all his 755 home runs, he's still way over 3,000 hits?
Wow.
You know how amazing that is? That even after all those home runs, he still hit over 3,000
He
hits?
did have to be down here, so he would have been in the Hall of Fame anyway.
Yeah.
If you took away every home run.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Crazy.
That's
So
amazing.
he's up near 4,000 hits.
Yeah, well, he's first in well, to a lot of people, he's still first in home runs, and
Home runs, right.
and he remains still the all-time leader in RBIs with 2,297 and total bases 6,856. Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, and here's the thing: I would just see. I said it earlier at the beginning of the show. Where he played at, he really wasn't that talked about for two reasons. He really wasn't talked about as much as Willie Mays or as much as Mickey Mantle. The reason being he played in a city where the media wasn't really that big. You know, he played in Milwaukee. No disrespect, but he played in Milwaukee. He played in
Right.
Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Now, you know,
And
imagine him.
back then, the Braves weren't the Braves that they are now.
Yeah, and it's a different time now where it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you play at, as long as you're good, you're gonna get that coverage. As we see
Right.
with LeBron and everybody else, you know, it doesn't matter
Right.
if you're dope, it doesn't matter. But imagine he was a Yankee or a Met, and by the way, he almost became a Giant playing with Willie Mays. Actually, when he broke out in the major leagues. He was what happened was the Atlanta Braves offered $50 more. $50 more, and he went with the Braves. Just imagine just $50 more. It's not like now. Well, they offered a couple million more, you know. No, $50. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. Look
To a lot
here.
of people, he'll
Yeah.
still be the home run king. I was saddened when I heard that. He'll always be, hammering Hank Aaron. Like he'll to a lot of people, like I said, he's still a home run king. For the people who discount Barry Bonds' home runs, and the funny thing is, as funny as it is true what they say. What did Bonds hit? 760? I don't even know his number.
No, way more than that.
No
I think
one
it's
knows the number.
I think it's you don't that's a good point. When it came to
he did not. No, he did not.
When it came to, I thought it was close to 800, something like that. I gotta look that up.
I think he hit 760 because his was 744.
Yeah,
770.
Let's see, Barry Bonds.
767.
Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. Barry Bonds. Home run.
762.
762?
That's what my brother said.
Okay,
the producer, the researcher, Wes Clark.
Thank you, producer Wes Clark. Thank you. 762. So think about that. What I just said. Now think about what I just said earlier.
Right.
Hank Aaron broke the record. He still hit another 40 more home runs. Bonds only hit another, 7 more to end the home run total. When you think about it, that's like but I'm just saying, and he was already old, like 40 years old. It's not like he was, a spring chicken. He was, for his age to still play well and still, think about this. He never hit 50 home runs in a season, and yet he still hit 755.
Wow.
He hit about 40 home runs a year on an average, like 8 or 9 times in his career. And this was a man that was idolized by another legend, by the late great Muhammad Ali, who once called Henry Aaron the only man I idolize more than myself.
That's definitely something Ali would say. So,
So
Yep.
rest in peace
So
to him,
rest in
man,
peace
and
to
to his
Hank
family and
Aaron.
friends.
Absolutely. Rest in peace to him. We're moving on to the next topic, and
Yep.
we have the NFL playoff championship games, championship weekend
Yes, we
coming
do.
up. NFC is Green Bay. They got the home game. They're playing. It's Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
And in
Good
the
picture.
AFC, we have, of course, as Shannon Sharp calls him, Mahomes boy, Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs, and they are at home against the Buffalo Bills, who are back in the AFC Championship with Josh
Mm.
Allen as their starting quarterback. Um,
Oh.
so remember last week the Chiefs survived the Cleveland
Barely.
Browns when their quarterback got uh, hit and knocked out of the game with a concussion.
Yes. Oh, we got the screen here. Oh, look how
There you
professional
go.
we are.
Great researcher. Thanks.
Look at this. Look at this.
So
Wow.
so it's going to be Mahomes versus Josh Allen and Tampa Bay, who Tom Brady beat Drew Brees last week. So here is Brady now in his 14th
Crazy. Ridiculous.
14 out of 20 years, his
Crazy.
14th championship game.
Mm-mm-mm.
And a lot of
Crazy.
people believe that he's going to win it. Now, they're not favored. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to win the MVP this year.
Great, more motivation for Brady. Like he
Yeah,
needed it.
exactly. Green Bay is at home, so they're going to be favored. And I believe Kansas City may be favored by 8.
Oh wow, 8 point. Okay.
I believe
Yeah.
Kansas City is an 8-point favorite at home. I mean, they haven't
Mm.
lost a game since Halloween.
Yeah, but by the way,
Um,
Heaven, what was his when it comes to concussion? Did he pass all the protocols? Is he good for Holmes? As far as they
He
say.
passed. He was cleared on Wednesday, I believe.
Okay.
So, but just because he's cleared
Doesn't
does
mean
not
yeah.
mean
Exactly.
he's not going to have some cobwebs. He's not going to have some.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He may get dizzy when he goes out there. I'm gonna tell you, you're going to be by the first quarter because Mahomes usually starts fast.
Yes,
If
that's
he's
usually
out
his
there,
MO. Mm-hmm.
if he's out there and he ain't looking himself, I might be a little worried. But if he goes out there, you're really going to be able to tell within the first quarter of what he's looking like. Buffalo, um, for the last 3 years, they've gotten better each year. Josh
Mm-hmm.
Allen is a budding star in the
Yes, he
league.
is.
Um, he's Stephon Diggs set a career record with Buffalo. His former team is it's his first year there. He was on the Vikings last year. Um, so and of course their defense is always tough.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I look at it like this, and then you can tell me your analyze of the game. If Mahomes is out there, I'm just going to assume he's good. And if Mahomes is out there, I don't see Buffalo beating the Chiefs. You know, it would have to been Mahomes, and he's 50%, he's 60%, or Mahomes not starting. Once he went out last week, Cleveland should have won that game. If you don't,
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's
if
what
you
I
don't
thought was
get
gonna
the
happen.
Chiefs, if you don't get them with Chad Henne,
Yeah.
I don't think you can get them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Chiefs have the upper hand. I do think they'll win a close game here. Um, of course, there are no fans or very little
Some
fans,
sort of fans, yeah.
right? I mean, so that would
Absolutely.
always be a factor. The
Mm-hmm.
weather could play a factor, but both teams are
Absolutely.
used to playing in the
Absolutely.
cold anyway.
Sure.
So
Especially Buffalo. Yeah.
right, especially so the good thing is the weather is really not going to matter and they're not going to have a lot of fans. So it's really going to come down to who's a better team, and to me, it's going to come down to Buffalo. Is can they defend Tyreek Hill? I mean, if if Buffalo goes out there and Tyreek Hill has got 6 catches in the first half and stuff like that, it's gonna be a long night. If I'm Buffalo, what I'm doing is I'm doubling Tyreek Hill from the gate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doubling Tyreek Hill. There should not be any reason why Tyreek Hill is not doubled. I would double him from the beginning. If you can, I would also double Travis Kelce. This would be now you're gonna be doubling 2 guys now. So you're gonna have 4 men defending 2 guys. But you know what? I don't care. I cannot allow those 2 guys. Now, if Sammy Watkins, if Marshall Hardwick, if these guys, Joe the dog catcher, all these other dudes that's out there, if they're gonna beat me, you know what? I'm gonna have to live with it. You cannot allow Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce or Travis Kelce to beat you. And you have to, and it just seems like nobody wants to do it. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. But it seems like nobody wants to double these guys. And every single time that they don't do that, these guys burn them. So if Buffalo can contain Tyreek Hill and you're not going to stop him. If you can contain Travis Kelce, who might be the GOAT tight end when it's all said and done, when his career's over, if you can contain these 2 guys, you got a shot. But if Mahomes is 90%, I think Kansas City will probably pull the victory out.
Yeah, I think I think it all depends on that. I think if Mahomes is still a little out of it, they have a shot like the Browns did. But the thing is, and you point out because I was about to ask you, because like you said, double coverage on these 2 great wide receivers, you have to have faith in your defensive line to get to the quarterback.
Correct.
It's hard when Mahomes is running around all over the place like roaches with the lights on,
Right.
So it's like, it's hard to do that. Oh yeah, just put double coverage on those 2 guys and just practically blitz the line. Yeah, but guess what? Mahomes can run.
Right.
Yeah, he's not a pocket quarterback. He's not going to just stand at the Statue of Liberty and get sacked. He's not going to just stand there. He's going to move around. Now,
and he's actually probably more dangerous when he's out of the pocket.
Absolutely, he's dangerous. Absolutely. I mean, so it all the thing that I was impressed last week about the game with Kansas City. You always know if a team's going to be a championship team when they see diversity, when they see adversity staring them in the face and what they do. And they showed up. They showed up because I was like, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, right.
And then I said, the Browns might. And I could hear Heaven's voice. Oh, this can't be happening. There's no way the Browns can. No, please. No.
I was like, you know what? I said, and then you get a 3rd and 17, and Chad Henne is quarterbacking.
Yes.
If you are the Browns, and the Browns are supposed to have a pretty good defense, 3rd and 17 with a backup quarterback who probably the only quarterback that ran a worse 40 is probably Tom Brady than Chad Henne. And they let him pretty much convert a 3rd and 17. Now he was marked short of it. He was marked a half a yard short. And then, of course, good old Andy Reid, the only one who's going to go shotgun on 4th and inches is probably Andy Reid.
Yeah. But,
and they had everyone fooled. Even the great Tony Romo, who everyone says is the greatest thing since sliced cheese, as an analyst, he said, Cleveland just has to make sure they don't jump offside. There's no way Kansas City's running a play, and everybody
Yeah.
knows they're not running. Oh my God, they stopped the ball.
I was surprised he threw. To be honest, I was surprised because.
Right.
But you know what's so funny, and this is coming from a guy from the NFC East, because I know about Andy Reid a lot, obviously, because in the early 2000s with the Eagles, he took those Eagles to like 4 straight championship games or whatever it was, and
Right.
won one of them, by the way. um, Here's the thing: the Andy Reid that I remembered, when it came to big game situations, he would panic and overthink
Right.
things. But ever
Right.
since last year in the Super Bowl, he's like, "Oh no, oh no, I'm probably never gonna come back here again. I was here the
Right.
first time with the Patriots. Oh no, now he's fearless. Now he's like innovative, and this is what gets me. The broadcast people talk about, oh, that's Andy Reid. Yeah, he just, especially in the post game. Oh, that's Andy Reid.
Right.
Out of nowhere. I said, well, wait a minute. Did we forget how he was with the Eagles? What do you think the Eagle fans?
Little different when you got 15 back there.
I know, true. But my point being, but he wasn't back there last week.
Right.
But that's my point.
Good
But
point.
you got to think of my point. All of a sudden, he's Mr. John Wayne, the gunslinger. Now, when he would, what do I do? What should I do, guys? Should I go for it? Should I? Well, it's 4 inches, Andy. Well, a bootleg maybe, and maybe flea flicker.
When he had McNabb, that is a good point because he went and he didn't really change his game plan with Henny, and that is what you said is a good point that you brought up. Yeah. Everyone's saying, yeah, if that's Patrick Mahomes, he probably goes for it, but he went for it with Chad Henne too.
But it was Henning, and also, of course, they have a talented team. That's where it goes to show you that, of course, it's the Pat Mahomes show, but he has a lot of talented supporting cast, which goes to show you it's not like a one-man show. So that helped. I think if that was the case, they would have probably been in trouble. Because the funny thing is, as you felt the momentum slipping away, that the Chiefs might lose this. You thought the Browns took the lead at one point, the way it was going, and you look at the score. Oh, they're still down by 4 points, but but that's the funny thing. We have to bring this up. Towards the end of the first half, the Browns were marching down the field. And then it was this controversial play towards the end. I forgot the wide receiver name, whatever. But practically, he had the ball in his hand. He got hit, but it was a helmet-to-helmet contact. Although the ref didn't see it.
They didn't call it.
And the ball went out of bounds. So anybody that doesn't know, if you don't have full control of the ball and you get hit or whatever, and the ball goes out of bounds, especially in the end zone, that's a touchback.
The touchback.
And they got the ball back. Now, had they scored that, I mean, this is woulda, coulda, shoulda. You can't play the game like that. But they would have had, even after all of that, the Browns, I give the Browns credit, even after all of that, and that went against them. And by the way, for that being not a reviewable play, I mean, how many times do people do this every year? Every year in the playoffs, there's always another play. Well, that's not reviewable. What do we have this for then? If we're not reviewing everything,
that is a terrible rule. That rule is one of the worst rules that
that's
they need to
stupid.
change. I believe if you get into the end zone and they hit you and you drop out of bounds, you know what? Bring it back to the 20 and you keep the ball.
Yes,
it should not be allowed to give the other team the ball at the 20. I believe that the team that fumbled it out of bounds should retain possession, but you have to come back to the 20-yard line.
I mean,
that's what I think.
Somebody did say that. I remember I forgot who said that in the broadcast. I think it was during the halftime show or something. That's what it should be. And it's something. Well, every year it's like they change rules every 2 seconds. This is what drives me crazy. They change rules. Okay, now this is going to be reviewed, and then something else comes up. Well, this is not a reviewable play either. I was like, can we get it right, guys? I mean, come on. I understand you don't want everything to be replayed because then every 2 seconds. Well, how about that? How about that? I understand that, but certain play like this is common sense. Don't they ever think there's a possibility that a situation like that could happen? Oh, that could have been called helmet-to-helmet contact. Well, duh. If you let that be a reviewable play, that would have been called back. But hey, it was helmet-to-helmet. hey, they get
Absolutely.
the Browns continue with the ball. Case closed.
Uh,
But
yeah,
nah.
that ended up being a big thing later
Oh
on.
yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah. Absolutely it did.
Again, the Browns have to be kicking themselves because if
Ugh.
they stop Henny there, they get the ball back, and the way they were going, I think they would have scored. Now
I think so too.
I don't know whether that would what they would tied the game, this and that, whatever would have happened, but I believe they had a good
Yeah.
chance of scoring.
Yeah.
But
Buffalo was rooting for that. They won that championship game at home
right,
in Buffalo.
so Buffalo's a good team. Again, they
Yeah.
surprised a lot of teams, very good team. And
Hmm.
if Kansas City, if Mahomes is not at least close to 100%. I can see Buffalo pulling the upset if you're not close to 100%. But
I agree too.
that's what we say on that side. Over on the NFC, it is a battle of two great quarterbacks, two probably top five quarterbacks of all time. Maybe
Hmm.
maybe Rodgers is definitely a top five talent.
Sure.
Um, but when you only have one Super Bowl and all the talent that Rodgers has, and he's won that division a lot. Now he's only gotten this is ironically his only championship game at home. And
That's a
it's funny
that's
because
crazy.
you think of all the times he's won
Yeah.
and all the times he's won that division. This is the first time he's having a playoff game at home. Now he's 1-3 in championship games. He lost the championship game to the 49ers with Colin Kaepernick one year.
Check.
Um, he lost to Seattle one
Check.
year, and I think he lost another one to the Atlanta Falcons. That was the year that they went to the Super Bowl, I believe.
Oh,
And
okay.
then
The Patriots.
and
Gotcha.
then you take his playoff as great as Aaron Rodgers is. He lost a game to Eli.
Yes, I
That
do
was
know.
the year
That
that
was
the
in the
Giants went
division
to the
round.
Super Bowl.
That was the last when they last won the championship. That was the division round. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He won that year. They did go on to win Super Bowl, but he lost that game. He lost another year, but in the division round to San Francisco. Um, and the only championship game that he's won, and you remember this game, was against the Chicago Bears, and that was a game that Jay Cutler got hurt, and then the world famous Caleb Haney had to come into the game, and Caleb Haney actually was within one score. They were
Mm.
down 16-0. I remember this game like it was
Oh,
yesterday. They were
yeah.
down 16-0. That's the game that they said, oh, Jay Cutler refused to go back in the game because he hurt his finger or something like that. He didn't
Hmm.
go back into the game. Caleb Haney came in and down 16-0. He got it back to a one score game. He's on like the 29-yard line. I remember throwing a pick. He threw a pick, and Aaron ended up holding on. And then they beat my Steelers, unfortunately, that year in the Super Bowl. So for him to be so great, and he is great,
Yeah, he is.
you gotta have more than one Super Bowl. If every I've been
Yeah.
hearing now for the past 10 years from people like Stephen A. Smith, from people like Max Kellerman, from these people on TV, he's a bad man.
Man.
I've been hearing all of these things, but one Super Bowl, you have to produce a little more than that,
Yeah.
with under the circumstances. If you're telling me if you're that guy, I can see if you just, a guy who know, but if you're that dude, that's what they've been telling me. I don't want to hear any excuses. One Super Bowl, you got to have more than one Super Bowl. And this is, if I'm predicting, if they do beat Tampa, which I don't think they're going to, I honestly don't
Mm.
believe. I honestly don't believe that Tom Brady is
Yeah.
going to get to a championship game and not win. And I think that has a little less to do with Rodgers and more to do with who he's playing. I mean, this dude is like a killer that won't die.
He's a Terminator.
Yeah.
That's what he is. That's what he is.
I
He's
mean,
a
he's
Terminator.
unbelievable. He's 43 years of age.
Crazy. That's crazy.
He's 43 years of age.
Right
And then
now.
someone brought this up, and it's a very good point. And I'm going to let you speak on it as well.
Sure, sure.
He's going to come in. He's going to outlast Eli, who's been retired now for 3 years. Came in after Brady.
Yeah,
He's gonna last longer than Rivers. He's gonna probably last longer than Breeze, because we'll probably retire this year. He's gonna last longer than Ben, who should retire this year. And Peyton Manning has been retired for 5 years, and this dude is still playing.
Jeez.
And he's not even retirement. Like, he doesn't even look done.
No.
Like you can see if he was, if he looked like Peyton did his last year. This dude threw 40 touchdowns at 43 years of age.
Is that all? You go west with the tail of the tape here. Great producing as always.
Great producing.
Yeah, yes. The tail of the tape.
But
like boxing.
However, I think I'm going with the GOAT, Tom Brady. I just see Tom Brady. I think he mentally has Aaron Rodgers' number. I think he's like 4-1 or something like that against Aaron Rodgers for his career.
Eli's his only kryptonite. Eli's his only kryptonite.
Exactly. I think as he goes on, I believe Gronk is going to become much more offensive player, and I like a close game. I have 30-27 Tampa Bay, and Thomas Patrick Edward Brady Jr. is in the Super Bowl.
I know he's a junior. That's news to me.
For the 10th time. 10. Let that sink in.
Think about
10 appearances in 20 years. 50% if he goes to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. Just think.
That's retarded.
Just think, like LeBron said in South Beach when he was in that press conference in that arena, not 1, not 2, not 3.
Right.
10.
He really says it.
Yeah. That Brady never had to say it. He just went out and did it. When you think about this game, but what's amazing to me when I was hearing your thoughts, it is amazing that Aaron Rodgers has only had 1 Super Bowl appearance. Even Ben Roethlisberger has been in what, 3, 2 or 3? 3.
Yeah, he's been in 3. He's 2-1, even though he had the worst quarterback performance up until Peyton's last one.
And ironically enough, his loss was against Aaron Rodgers. Right. That's the funny thing. That's the funny thing with Ben Roethlisberger. And I know probably Ben Roethlisberger was like, I had to be that guy, that forever in that statistic.
If I only didn't go out the night before and get drunk.
Yeah. Oops. Did I say that? But
good old Ben.
I don't know what it is.
Depends on you, Ben.
Because I'm trying to remember, because it's not like Aaron Rodgers spits the bit as far as like, oh, here comes the interception. It wasn't like with Brett Favre. Okay, here comes the interception. You know it's coming.
Right. The guy never throws picks.
So it's like he chokes. I'm trying to understand, as talented as he is, and definitely a Hall of Famer, no doubt. How it just don't fall. Even with someone like him, at least 50%. You would think at least 3 times, like Ben Roethlisberger. At least 3.
He has now in big spots in the past. He has come up a little small
sometimes. In
bigger games, he's performed like not very well. And Brady is always the opposite. Brady always excels under pressure.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers now has a game in his building against Tom Brady, who's on Tampa Bay for the first time. His first year, he didn't really. He got Antonio Brown 8 games in.
Yeah.
His first year with this head coach and this system with these players, in a pandemic season with no exhibition games and no practice, barely any practice. Um, for him to be in the championship game in his first year is absolutely unreal.
But I'm not
Um,
surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I really am not. Was anybody surprised? I'm not. Are you surprised?
um, no, I guess I'm not.
But anyway, getting back to my thought.
I was thinking
Yeah,
about it. I guess I'm not.
yeah. But getting back to my thought, uh, it's amazing that Aaron Rodgers, because even Eli went to two Super Bowls and won both, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
And Eli's not even close to being
Tearing off. Right.
Aaron Rodgers. That's the funny thing. Uh, so yeah, it looks like it could be his year. He's definitely going to be the NFL MVP.
It could be
But
his third
unfortunately,
one, by the way, which is crazy.
yeah, but unfortunately, I think when he collects that award, because they have those shows, they have the award show the night before the Super Bowl, which is, by the way, one of the rare good things that Roger Goodell's ever done. I don't know if he ever thought of it, because I don't think he has the brain in that empty head of his. But that's a great thing they do the night before to do all that instead of what they usually used to do, which was, I think, after the season, like baseball, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember. But when he collects that award, he will not be playing the next night. I think he's gonna have to. He's gonna be there, but not because his team is in the Super Bowl. He's gonna be there in Tampa to collect the award because he's gonna be winning the award. Tom Brady is too determined, and now you throw into the fact he's not a favorite, and everyone's
Oh
talking
yeah,
about Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers, and Brady's like,
right,
really? So not that he needs any more motivation. Now you throw
right.
that, and you know he's
But
thinking,
he uses stuff like that.
oh no, and I don't
He,
blame him.
he, yep, he finds ways. He's like Jordan in
Motivate,
a way.
yeah,
He finds things to motivate him,
yeah,
and I don't know
yeah.
whether it's somebody, whether it was the guy from the Redskins a couple of weeks ago. I want Tom, and
Oh
and
yeah,
he ended up getting no sacks, two
yeah.
pressures,
Shh.
like one hit on the
Why would
quarterback.
what a dummy? Why would you do that?
Right.
Even though it wasn't distasteful or nothing, but why would you just don't say that? You don't
Just don't say anything. Not to him. Not to him. But
like he needs any more motivation.
the key to this game um
Turnovers,
is
obviously.
whoever turns the ball over to me,
Uh-huh.
and the quarterback who gets protected the most. I
Correct.
think the quarterback that goes down the least amount of times in this game is going to be the quarterback that wins.
I
So
think
if Tampa
so.
Bay can get Aaron Rodgers down 3 times, 4 times, or what have you, and get him to turn it over once or twice,
Hmm.
and if Tom is constantly on, because we know Tom isn't the most mobile guy. If you
Hmm.
see Tom go down 4 times, like that, hey, there's a shot that Tampa Bay will lose this game. To me, it all depends on who gets protected the best. And at the end of the day, I think Tom Brady will be in the Super Bowl
I think so
against
too.
Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
I
I
think so
have
too.
them on a late Brady drive to end it in a field goal by Ryan Suckup. Give me 34 31 Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I will go. I say the Bucks will win by 7. I say it'd be like maybe a 30-23, something like that. And as far as the first game, the Bills and Chiefs, I think the Chiefs, well, if everything works right, they could win by double digits. When I say double digits, I'm not saying like 21 points or something like that, but
Woo!
definitely maybe by 14, if that. But something tells me it might be closer than that. And I won't be surprised. I don't think Mahomes will be 100% obviously because not even
I
a
don't think
week.
he is either. I
And
don't think he's going to be 100%. He wasn't going to miss this game for the world.
no way. Yeah,
But
no way. Yeah, you're
the
gonna have
way
to
he
kill him.
looked coming out of that game, that did not look good.
No, it
And
didn't. No, it
I think
didn't.
they'll win. I got them
Oh.
winning 28-21.
Now,
Favorite.
yeah.
I
Let's
think they
be
only
honest.
scored 28 points. I think this will
Yeah,
be the first time he doesn't score 30 in the playoffs.
but that's a good
I give
point.
him
That's a good
28,
point. And
21.
let's be honest. We want that the old head versus the new jack. We want
Yep.
that. We want that matchup. Let's be honest. We want that Tom
Right.
Brady versus the passing the torch to Mahomes. Well, everyone's
To Mahomes. And the
Mahomes like the
funny thing
greatest
is,
already.
and I mean, it's also a good storyline if it does end up Aaron Rodgers and Pat Mahomes. Because the funny thing is,
Sure, that too.
everyone was saying that Aaron Rodgers was the greatest thrower of the football they've ever seen until they seen Pat Mahomes. So it's like Patrick Mahomes is like the new version of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
And so,
it's more mobile.
yeah,
Yeah,
either one. Of course, everyone. I would love to see Brady like in that game again, get another crack at Mahomes. I
oh
think that's
yeah,
going to happen, and then that happens, we'll be back to. We have a couple of weeks to
yeah,
break down the Super Bowl, but
absolutely. But
that's our
let me
pick so far. It
yeah,
looks like we have the same pick.
yeah.
Chiefs,
But let me say
Tampa
this
Bay
real.
Bucks.
Let me just say this real quick. If Buffalo wins, I'm just saying they're gonna be. Watch out. Don't sleep on Buffalo if they
Mm,
win.
Buffalo wins, they might finally capture a championship.
Yeah, they might.
So
I know Jim Kelly don't want to hear that, and Thurman Thomas. But I'm just
so
saying.
that's what we have there. On to the NBA.
Yes,
And we talked
Jimbo.
about this team a couple of weeks ago.
Oh
So
yeah.
Kyrie Irving returned to
Oh,
the
that thing.
Brooklyn Nets after his
Yeah.
little pause, as he said. I
Yeah.
need a pause, so I took it. Nice
Okay.
explanation. Pretty much leave me alone. I do what I want.
Yeah, that's what he
Um,
basically said.
yeah, I need a pause, so I took a pause.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Remember when he left, they traded for James Harden. The
Hmm.
first two games, James Harden came. He scored a triple double in the first game when he scored 35 points, I believe. The second game he came back, he had another 30. Durant and him looked amazing. Now Kyrie Irving comes back, and the question today is: are the Nets better or worse with Kyrie Irving? And Kyrie Irving is an amazing talent. He's probably the best ball handler I've ever seen.
Hmm.
So he's an amazing talent. We all know about the clutch shot against the Warriors that year. That
Yes.
everybody wants to give him
A lot of
credit
people
for,
seem to
even
forget.
though LeBron averaged a triple double, but we won't go there.
Yeah, but
Um,
let's give credit where
he did,
credit's due.
yeah, he did. It was a great shot,
Sure,
even though I
absolutely.
think the Cavs still would have won, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe.
he. But the one thing about Kyrie Irving is when I answer the question, are the Nets going to be better or worse with Kyrie Irving? The only thing I could do is revert back to history.
Exactly.
And when Kyrie Irving was on the Cleveland Cavaliers without LeBron James, they were in the lot. He never made the playoffs. Now he
Hmm.
had 3 or 4 years without LeBron. LeBron come and he got hurt like 2 out of those 4 years.
Hmm.
LeBron comes back. The first year they're in the finals. Kyrie and Kevin Love get hurt, so Kyrie doesn't get a chance to play against the Warriors. Cleveland still went to 6 games. They lost in 6. The next year he comes back. He's healthy. They win the title. The next year he comes back with LeBron again. Stays healthy again all year. So that was 3 seasons with LeBron, and those were the 3 most games he played in regular season in his career.
Hmm.
They lose that last season there because let's face it, Golden State had just won, had came off a season where they broke the record, and then they added Kevin Durant. Like, well, you weren't going to beat that team,
Yeah. And then they took the three
right?
one lead to the or, to
Right.
the
So,
Cavaliers instead of
right.
but,
So then he complains and he says he wants out.
yeah.
They grant him his wish and they trade him to the Boston Celtics.
Hmm.
Now his first year with Boston, he got hurt. Boston is playing a different lineup and a backup point guard, and they make it to the Eastern Conference Championship. And they're like, hey, we did this without Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving then comes back the following year, which was the year before last. Boston looked out of sync. Teammates are complaining about chemistry. They get knocked out in the second round. Didn't go anywhere close to what they did when Kyrie was not there.
It's amazing.
Then he wants out of Boston. So they trade him.
Yeah.
And my thing is this with Kyrie Irving. They traded him to Brooklyn last year.
Yep.
Before he gets hurt, they trade him to Brooklyn. He comes in. He's playing one-on team as usual. Brooklyn's like standing around watching him dribble. He gets hurt, goes out, and Brooklyn makes it to the playoffs.
Without Kyrie.
So without Kyrie Irving. So my thing is this: the only thing all the history tells me that this dude makes teams worse, and they play better when he is not there. And I'll say the same thing with the Nets. If you have Harden and Durant, that's all the scorers I need. Right? Because for any given night, them two is going to give you 80 combined. So, and then you can get your little spread your shooters out, what have you. Kyrie Irving is not going to be willing to play off the ball. He's not going to be a catch and shoot guy. And he's not going to be willing to be a third fiddle. So
that's the thing.
In my opinion, I think the Nets are better without Kyrie Irving than they are with them. What says you?
What says you? Yeah. I mean, there's a consistency here when you talk about Kyrie is he's basically should be nicknamed Monkey Wrench, I think. Everybody go through the Monkey Wrench in the program and there goes the system. And it's funny because it was just not even 5 years ago where, I was like, oh man, Kyrie doesn't, I was thinking this to myself that Kyrie wasn't getting enough love like he should. I mean, that's what I thought. I mean, don't get me wrong. What LeBron did, 5 years ago was amazing.
You're playing with LeBron. You know what the deal is.
I even say it myself. but it seems like I think there's a trend here. Now, I'm not trying to play a psychiatrist, but it seems like ever since then, I think it's messed with him that he feels he don't get enough love. He said, well, wait a minute. Although what LeBron did was great, don't get me wrong, I had something to do with it too.
Absolutely.
And I think that has messed with him since. Because I've noticed ever since then you go to the following year, then there's tension. That now Kyrie's thinking, well, I could be the man just like LeBron, which not really, but I could be a star player. I could be the man that could carry a team too, Let's not forget I helped out also,
Right.
I'm not Kevin Love, but it's like he felt like, hey, I'm feeling dissed, so hey, get me out of here. LeBron is not respecting me in his mind, I guess. Well, I don't know how their relationship is. Kind of friction, obviously. Get me out. Go ahead.
And that to me, that was all in Kyrie's head because you see LeBron, he's like LeBron. The year they won. LeBron is at the podium and he's saying, listen, y'all, this dude is only 26 years old, y'all. 26 years old.
And just think.
And it's just that. Go ahead.
You know what's funny? Just think. It was because of LeBron James taking his time to South Beach that Cavaliers get that number one pick, and that number one pick was Kyrie Irving. That was their consolation prize. Think about that.
Yeah. Yep, that was a consolation prize. And then he got to a last place team. And when LeBron leaves Cleveland, see, that's the difference between LeBron and Kyrie. And I think that the other thing, if you had any speculation about their relationship, the hate is one-sided. That's the first thing. LeBron is still walking around LeBron knows why people respond to him the way they respond. Okay? Because LeBron's a diva. This is the first thing.
Absolutely, big time.
Okay, he's a diva. He's and he's going to control everything.
Yep,
Okay,
check.
he's going to control everything.
Check.
Right. So, and then you're going to have guys that's going to be listening. You know, you're going to be listening to LeBron.
Sure.
Okay, so when you have a personality like Kyrie Irving,
Yeah.
he's look okay. I'm my own guy. You know, he thinks the earth is
Yeah.
flat. You remember, the guy thinks the earth is flat. So he's
Yeah. Well,
he's going to be his own
well,
guy.
well,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. That's his own being his own guy, right?
right? So
Anyway, go ahead.
but when he made the comment about when with the playing with Durant, oh, now I never trusted anyone more than I trust myself. Um, and now I can finally look down and trust the guy to take a game-winning shot. And everyone's like, "Wow," you know, that was a direct shot at LeBron James
Mm-hmm.
by him saying that. Now
Yeah.
you're gonna have to back this up because if LeBron James, here is LeBron James, first year without you again.
And guess what?
Well, the second year, he wins the championship. You know, his
Yeah.
first full year when he gets
Still went to
another
the
guy,
finals. Yeah.
right? He went to the finals. So now you have Durant and Harden.
Mm-hmm.
There is no excuses. You
Yeah.
have to at least make the finals this year. You have to.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah.
I don't
There's no.
want him
Yeah. There's
next
no excuse.
year.
Yeah. I don't
You
want to
got to
hear
make the
it.
finals this year.
Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely
You got to make
correct.
the finals this
And
year, and the chemistry better be on point, or else you
yeah.
will get the blame.
And let's be honest, it was a panic move by the Nets to
It
get
was
Harden because they did not know when this man Kyrie Irving was coming back.
right.
So
I agree.
so look, just in case he doesn't, I don't know what's going on with him. Let's get James Harden. And to answer your question, by the way, I think unfortunately, as a Knicks fan, fortunately, I would love this to happen. I think he's gonna make everything go out of whack.
Right.
I think there's no way during this NBA season you're gonna tell me there's not gonna be no tension, especially when you have James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Irving together, three guys who will want the ball at certain
Right.
points in the season in the game, and you're not gonna tell me there's gonna be kumbaya every game. That's not gonna happen. Now, are they a threat to represent the East? Absolutely.
Right.
I think they have a shot
Look at the
to
talent
face the
alone.
Lakers down the line, but I think Kyrie, unless he gets himself straightened out, which let's all jokes aside, I think he really needs to get some help. Honestly, I think he needs
Yeah.
help. I think the man needs help. Seriously.
Looks like the director is in.
Yes, producer extraordinaire. If he wants to chime in anytime.
He's a flat earther. He definitely needs help.
He needs help, man. I'm telling you, that guy needs help. Like he's
Yeah, but he really does. Seriously, he does.
We're like, bro, you got the money. Why don't you just travel the earth? You got enough money. Take a travel around Earth. Start at one point. Travel. And come back to that point. And there proves your theory or debunks your theory that the earth is flat.
Yeah, geez.
Right out the gate, he needed help from day one if he's a flat earther.
But I really do think the way he's been the last 5 years goes back to that Game 7 of 2016, where he felt in his mind, where's the love? I mean, I did hit that big shot, and I also contribute into winning in his mind, and felt he didn't get enough respect. And I think this is what's carried over the last 5 years of his career is like, I could be the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. Trust me, I am. And then everywhere he goes, it seems like he puts a kibosh in things. Because when he went to the Celtics, I thought the Celtics were going to be a team that was going to be pretty good for a while. And that didn't happen.
He didn't do anything before LeBron came back to Cleveland, he couldn't do nothing with the team. LeBron comes back to Cleveland. They're in the finals. Then LeBron leaves Cleveland. Cleveland goes to pot. He gets traded like he wanted.
Yep, that's what he wanted.
The dude is, what do your boys do over there at the Yankees? Overrated. Overrated. He's overrated. I mean, he's a ball of talent.
Is overrated.
He's very talented.
He's overrated as a player. He's not overrated as raw talent.
That's what Wes is trying to say. Yeah.
He plays no defense whatsoever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's overrated as a player.
Who does play defense by a couple of guys?
He's a ball of talent. He's a ball of talent. I just wanted to point out something too. I know y'all moved past this.
Go ahead.
I think someone pointed out to me because they both are sponsored by State Farm. So if we get Mahomes versus Aaron Rodgers, it'll be the State Farm Bowl. State Farm Bowl.
Who represents State Farm the best?
It's the State Farm Bowl.
The State Farm Bowl. Boy, I tell you, State Farm will be beside themselves. They'll be happy.
Oh yeah,
they'll probably take out a bunch of commercials during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They'll be running all their commercials. Yeah. So, but that's what I think. Kyrie Irving on this topic, I believe he's going to hurt this team.
I do.
And I think before the year is out, they may end up trading him because what's going to happen is he's going to play a few games. He's going to play a few games, right?
Okay.
And they're going to have a few good games too together, and everyone's going to get, this is it. That's what they're going to say. Then it's going to start kicking in where he's going to start, like we mentioned before. Harden is going to have to. I think Harden, being that he's the newbie of the three, is going to try to compromise more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? And then, but then there's going to be a disconnect there, and they're going to clash. Him and Harden are going to clash up.
If Harden clashed with his best friend Westbrook,
if
he clashed with Westbrook, where did he play with this guy? Because this guy is Westbrook offensively, but he don't pass.
Yeah, he doesn't pass, and I'm like I said, and I think what they may have to do is they need to recognize the Brooklyn Nets need to be very observant and recognize if by the middle of the season, before the trade deadline, if they try to dump this guy off and get something for him. Because I believe if you by the mid-season, because like you guys said, I believe they need to go to at least the finals. It's just like when LeBron went to Miami. It was like they had to have at least got to the finals. They didn't win, at least they got there. And they went there with no chemistry. Remember that. They were riding on pretty much pure talent. They didn't have great chemistry, the Miami team, when they went to the first finals.
At that point.
They was riding off of pure superstar talent. It wasn't until Dwayne Wade decided to tell LeBron, turn it over to LeBron and say, "You are the man." You know? So that's what it was.
So, it looks like we all feel the same way. Kyrie Irving, is going to be cancer, and my name is Larry. Is going to be cancer. And so we took care of our sports. Now we're going to get into our stuff. In our stuff category, is Danny Lee, Danny Lay, the R&B pop artist. She came out with a record called Yellowbone, and she's getting dragged all through social media because the black women are angry and they're calling her a colorist because she made a record about her man, allegedly her man, the baby, prefers red bone women. For the yellow bone her to his but now she never came out and said, "Oh, he prefers me instead of a baby mama." He didn't come out and say that. Baby, of course, the baby's mother happens to be a brown skinned woman. Um, and her record Yellow Bone is pretty much saying what the baby prefers, a yellow bone girl. And she wants to say that she was just bigging up light skinned women. Now, a lot of people have a problem with this, of course, as what social media makes people do. She apologized if she offended anybody. My, my opinion is this. Do you think, you know, she should apologize for making that record? And do you think that she went too far and that record should have never been made? Because there are a lot of people offended, basically thinking she's saying that light skinned women are better than dark skinned women.
I gotta chime in on this one. Team light skin, by the way, but I'm playing right into it with the shit. Anyway, okay. I think the first thing is this. Now you already brought the points that, as you can see, there's the picture of the baby's mother.
Right.
Say that fast.
These names, I know. Say that three times. Baby. The baby's mama. The baby's mama. So and then you got the baby's current girl at the time. So yeah, that's the first thing people are gonna think, and she probably was talking about that. I think her biggest problem was this, and I've defended her on social media for this. Okay, for number one, the song sucks. That's number one. The song is terrible. The song stinks. It's not a good song. Number two, I definitely think this was a personal song for her that she should not have made.
Right.
Because it is a personal song. And if you're going at and something that's not just something that's like petty, personal, not personal, like my mother died or personal, this, that, and the other. I'm getting married. No, this is, or I'm having a baby. No, this is some petty BS.
It's like, nah, I stole your man.
Right. It should have never happened.
Your man likes me better than you.
For her to try to hide behind using that she's just trying to big up light-skinned women, that, in my opinion, if this is a personal song, that's wrong. But I will say this. She has the right to talk about whatever topic she wants to talk about in her music. And there are people out there such as India Irie, if you remember, when she came out, she had a song called Brown Skin. You have Beyonce, who's on a song that's called, I believe, Brown Skin Girls or something like that. No one complained to them. So, I mean, if she wants to make a song about red bones, hell, hey, then what you call it? Don't Childish Gambino got a song called Red Bone? So I mean, she wants to make a song about right? Where's the outrage? If she wants to make a song about light-skinned girls, that's her prerogative. I just felt she did. I felt the song, number one, the song, just production, everything. The actual quality of the song sucks. It's not a good song. No, but she has the right to talk about what she wants to. But if it's on some petty BS, stop. This is the problem, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna shut up. But this is the problem I have. Unfortunately, when a lot of artists, particularly female artists, men do it too. Female artists do it more than men, but men do it as well. Stop letting your relationships get in the way of your career.
Right.
Stop it. Now, I mean, you're with the guy. We know that. You're all over.
We see you. We see you all over social media, Dan.
We get it. We get it. We get it. You're in love. We get it.
We get it.
We get it. We get it. You're in a relationship.
You're
Like
in
every
love. We
millions
get
of other
it.
people. We get it. We get it.
We get it. But yeah, there's a picture of her with him right there. So it's like, yo, we get it. You love the guy. Nice.
Right.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, exactly. But come on now. Like, you're trying to go, you're doing too much. And now, speaking of doing too much, I don't know if you guys noticed, it's kind of like breaking news. I don't know if it was breaking news, but
we need a breaking news team.
Yeah, right. We need a breaking news. I just read
on
one of the websites that she did like a short film, basically dedicated to him or something like that. She did like a short film.
So she just put out a short film. Mm-hmm. I believe it's called. Is it called Monster? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Now I did keep it somewhat. I didn't pick up that it was dedicated to him, but I do believe he's in it. I do believe
I
that
just
video that they made.
Yeah,
he is in that short film.
I just read somewhere on one of the sites that Danny Lee, where was it? I'm not gonna quote it because I don't remember exactly. I'm paraphrasing it, but it basically says, she says something about Danny Lee.
What?
Here's her little thing here. She put on there. He told me I'm like a girl from a movie. Right. So that's what
movie is what it's called. Sorry, not Monster.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes more sense. I guess.
Right. So the thing is this. Once again, we know you're in a relationship.
We know you stole the baby temporarily or whatever from his baby mother. We know.
Not the first and you're not the last.
You're not the first, not the last. So I mean, I truly hope, and then you got people dragging her on. My question, you guys, is like you proposed the question. Is it right for people to be dragging her like this? I don't think, because of what I said about other people making songs about darker skinned people, I don't think it's right for her to get dragged by anybody. But I hope that she's a very talented young woman, and I hope that she does not let this any relationship, get in the way of her career. She doesn't have a big career yet. She still just got started. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She just got started. So it's not, you're not Beyonce. You're not somebody who can afford to take a couple of hits because they're so big already. It doesn't matter. They can take a couple of chinks in the armor. You know what I mean? But she's too early in the game to do that. So that's my opinion on it. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I agree. Like I said, I don't think my word for it is I just don't think the song was necessary. It was not necessary.
I didn't hear it, but I'll take your word for it.
For you to bring this relationship up. It's playing out on social media. You're all over social media. We already know that you're with the baby. So when you do this, you set yourself up, because remember, she was with the baby before, and early in 2020, and then the baby was with her, and then next thing you know, the baby pops back up with his baby mother again. And then Danny Lee has made all these cryptic tweets about being alone and such and such and such. And then after like a 3 or 4 month break of the baby coming back on social media with the baby mother, then all of a sudden he pops up with Danny Lee again. So Danny Lee, if you're going to go out there, it looks like the baby is pretty much saying, okay, when I want to be with her, I know she'll be there. But you know, when I get hungry and I want some good home cooked meal, my baby mother's gonna be there, so I'm gonna go back to her. And I really don't care what this one says about it during that time. It seems like he is pretty much controlling the situation.
Says
and
a lot about
he
her
can go
self-esteem.
right. He can go where he wants when he wants to go.
Says a lot about her self-esteem because
Right.
she's tweeting like the world is ending when he left her. Right. You know, and then
now she's all excited. I don't care. He's mine. I don't care.
Now and when people do, the bottom line is this: when people do, and that's historically, when people do things like this, that means he ain't really yours because you're over the top with it.
Why you have to preach to the moon and stars?
Show that he's yours. That means he ain't really yours. There's something else behind
and
it.
You know, at some point,
there's something going on.
You know, at some point, he's going back to the baby mother. Now, I got killed for it in my life, but you know, I don't care.
I'm glad you're going. I hope where you're going to, because I know I think exactly where you're going to. But go ahead.
I said, listen, I don't even think it is. To me, it's not the light skin, dark skin thing.
Thank you.
To me, the baby mama just ain't good looking to me. Now, so if it comes down to Danny Lee or the baby's mother, I don't think the baby is picking Danny Lee. At least it wouldn't be me. I don't think the baby is picking Danny Lee because she's light skinned. I think he's picking Danny Lee because she just looks better. She looks better to me.
Yeah,
she looks better than the baby's mother. And
I don't think
I do not discriminate on color. Like I said,
it's not. We talked about this.
If that's Kenya Moore, then I'm taking Kenya Moore.
First of all, just like you said happened, this light skin, black skin gotta stop. This is ridiculous.
It's gotta stop.
It's 2021. Let's stop. It's black. It's black.
We're the only race that does it.
Ridiculous.
You know, y'all acting. You acting light skinned.
Yeah, you're acting light skinned.
I mean, what do you mean? I'm acting light skinned. And then these things that black women put on black men. Like if you don't date a black woman, they complain about that. Then if you date a black woman who happens to be light skinned, now she's not black enough. Oh, light skinned black women. He only likes light-skinned women, So it has to be the type of, and this is where black women, where we have a disconnect. It shouldn't matter if she's black. It shouldn't matter what complexion. Now, my thing is with Danny Lee is she's not even black, so I don't understand why black women are so upset.
Well, she's Afro-Latina, I think.
Right. That's what she's not really black. Like
one drop, the one drop rule. If she got a drop of black,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I like I said, man, a lot of that comes down to a lot of women. You also have to look at it as some of those women that are dragging her. They're also have low self-esteem and self-conscious about the way they look. Maybe they look more like the baby mother. And it's like they want her to, I want him to be with the baby mother. I don't get that whole mentality. It makes it feel like it's a win for them or whatever. That man should be able to date whoever she wants to date.
He can date whoever he want to date. That should not even be the topic of discussion for these people. Obviously, it is. That's how social media is. But the bottom line is, for Danny Lee, she, I understand I think it's more to this, and I think this story will unfold even more as the time goes on. Now look for the baby mama to make a song.
The times we're living in, and she raps already too. It's coming. It's coming.
More nonsense,
right?
Response song.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and she raps,
and she's it's coming. A lot of these people on her side because everyone who has went against Danny Lee. Now they're gonna side with the baby mama.
Now they're gonna have their song.
All she got to drop one bar that's halfway
talking about brown skin women.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what's so funny after all this? If this wasn't Danny Lee that sang this song, and it happened to be a high, super high profile like Beyonce, probably no one said nothing.
No
Oh,
one's
it's
saying
great!
that.
Oh, it's great!
Well,
Oh, this is
Beyonce
great!
bigging up her light skinned women.
Oh. Yeah,
It's true.
yeah, but if somebody's not big enough, they pick and choose. It's like you say, have it in your life. If it's not their fave, then they go after. They go
Yeah,
after them.
they go after it. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
man,
ridiculous.
it's crazy to me because, like I said, and when I made the comment, people, oh, that's not really a point. Well, yeah, it is the point.
It
I
is.
said, the black skin, light skin, this one shouldn't matter. I said because when it comes down to black people getting gunned down by police, them whiteys ain't gonna say, you know what, I'm not gonna shoot her because she's light skinned black.
No.
I'm not gonna shoot her. I'll shoot him because he's dark skinned black, and I'm not gonna shoot her because no, they don't give a f. If you're
They don't
black,
care.
you're black. And the funny thing is, they look at us as we all look alike, and that's the way we should be looking at each other.
Mm.
That's the funny thing. They say, I don't care. They all look alike to me.
Yeah, you don't hear white people say, you know what, that he ain't pink enough. He's not
Right.
he's not red enough. He's not red enough. He ain't a real white person.
Yeah, no, white is white to them. So, that's the stuff we got to get off because a lot of these people
Yeah, it's
are dragging Danny Lee and they're dragging her for the wrong reasons. You should be dragging her because the song stinks.
That's all you should be.
Bingo.
That's all you should be saying. That song is terrible.
Exactly. The song is stupid. Whatever. But that
it's stupid. It's terrible. So
not only is it stupid, Jimmy Ace, the song just all the way around aesthetically, the quality of it, it sucks. It's just not a good song. It's like singing and she's off beat. It's it's terrible.
Not even a good beat or a good chorus or anything.
She more off beat than a mumble rapper in this song. I was like,
I'm not hearing that.
A mumble singing? Mumble singing?
I don't hear that.
Just weird.
I'm glad I didn't hear that.
Yeah. So that's the stuff. That's our stuff for this week. Danny Lee, like I said, hopefully it doesn't ruin your career. Hopefully they don't cancel you.
Yeah, the cancel culture.
Because you are on your way. You do have talent. For the people who saying, "Oh, she can't sing. She's not talented anyway." Stop it. Like I said, this girl got discovered by Prince.
Yep.
Do you think Prince is talented? Do you think Prince is
going
to waste his time on someone who isn't talented?
And trust me, it had nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with. Well, I say got nothing to do with it. It ain't just because he was attracted to her. Because Prince takes down what he wants to take down. It's that plain and simple. So if it was just that, he just do it and keep it moving. That's So she is obviously has some talent. Prince will see when Prince looked at people differently who were musically inclined. And he looked at you like if you really knew your stuff and you knew music and you was talented, he will put his attention on you and try to help nurture that. And he's impressed. He was impressed by Beyonce. Honestly, he said he's went on record and said he was impressed. Surprisingly,
heard that, Jai?
Yeah, he was impressed by her how much she knew about singing and the history of singing. So. Anyway, if he helped discover this girl, she's got to be talented. I'm sorry.
Right, she's some sort of talented. So that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah, that's it.
We're gonna see about the playoffs.
Yep,
playoffs and how they finish out. And rest in peace to Hammer and Hank.
Absolutely.
Danny Lee,
to his friends
please
and family.
don't come out with another song like that.
Put that song in the garbage.
Do us a favor.
Like Karen Sybil told her.
Yeah, that's what she said. Just want to say, everybody that was in the chat room today.
Yes, please. Absolutely.
Miss Char and of course Joseph holding it down.
Yeah.
So like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Yes. And subscribe.
Subscribe. And New York Giants girl was in there.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's good.
Giants girl, and then you had
Yeah.
our boy Michael Majuri checked in for a hot
Yeah, I
second.
did see that. I
Yes,
saw
sir.
that.
And
I saw that.
yeah, man, everybody that came through, man, we appreciate you.
Absolutely. Hey, Wes, real
Like,
quick, yeah,
share, comment.
promote your show tomorrow. The
Yeah,
Young.
yeah. Well, on Mondays we do the Real Talk, and we'll be doing. Last week we had Monique Dupree on, and we were
Mhm.
talking about Scream Queens and stuff like that. I think we're continuing another list this week,
Okay.
and we're gonna bring up something, But she brought up an interesting fact in our show about particularly black women actresses, Scream Queens. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, that might be interesting to make a nice list of some of
Mm.
because some of the classic or first you got to put Pam Grier in there because she was in a couple of horror
Blackula, right? Yeah,
she
she
was
was in
in
Blackula.
Blackula Scream. You
Yeah.
know, she was in another film too back in the day too. That was like a horror film. So you guys start picking up some of the black exploitation horror films from back then, and so we're gonna talk
Interesting.
about stuff
That is
like that.
interesting.
Yeah, we're gonna get it on.
Mm.
That's Monday night at 9 p.m. right here on the IE network.
Yeah. I network
man.
off and popping.
That's right. We'll see everybody next week. Like
Yes,
next
thank
week
you,
is going to
everybody.
be our last show on Saturdays. Then
Yep.
after that, we're going to be
Tuesday
moving to
nights.
Tuesday nights.
Tuesday
Tuesday
night.
nights. That's right.
Right.
That's gonna be all night.
Like,
Yeah.
comment,
Subscribe.
well, you can comment. That's great too. But subscribe and hit the bell. Hit the bell so you can get
Yes.
those.
Hit that bell.
Notification bell.
Everybody. Yeah, you out there. Hit that bell.
Jimmy
That's
Ace
right.
got to start us off.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for listening and participating, and for Heaven Hollywood and our producer, Wes Clark. We bid you adieu. Have a good night. And as I always say, as I head over to the IE Network YouTube Horizon, I say this to all y'all. Ladies and tomatoes. Peace.